Now let's take a look into cameras, and it's very important to understand that the cameras, they've got basically a base quality. So there is a certain amount of money you need to spend per camera brand. So you're getting to a camera model that has got a decent image quality, and then with the higher models, you're just purchasing additional features like very high FPS, for example. You've got battery life differences, you've got video quality differences. You're getting these features on top, or more resolution, etc., etc. So, but quality-wise, it's always like there is a minimum amount you need to spend. So you're getting the base model, and then you need to see or to take a look on top what kind of features you're getting, you require. Let me give you an example. The biggest difference between the EOS 1000 and the A6000, because it was a very old camera and it was very early in the digital life, and then this one came and was like the first cool, great camera from Sony. In my perception, this was image quality, okay? So this camera had a 12 megapixel or 10, I'm not sure about this. The other one had 24. Dynamic range was completely different, or better with the A6000. Plus the kit lens I was using was complete rubbish, okay? I couldn't get sharp images of some labels I shot on a bottle. This was a blue label with white writing on it, or white text, and the text had always a kind of gloom. It was glowing basically. I couldn't get sharp images. It was completely different as soon as I was using this camera. So, cheap camera, old camera, cheap lens, and then I had a more expensive camera. Oh, price-wise they were the same, so it was a newer camera. Still cheap lens, but the combination was very good, working very good, and everything was fine, okay? So then the next thing was, so I had this A6000, and I quickly found out that I don't like the autofocus for dark situations. So I couldn't do event photography with it, because when it was getting too dark, I couldn't get focus done with autofocus nor manually, because it was completely gone, okay? It didn't work. So that was one of the reasons I needed a different camera, plus these buttons. That when you were doing event photography, the risk that you were touching some of these and changing the parameters, the configuration, the risk was also very high. So that was the main reason changing the camera, because up to now, so it's 2024 now, the image quality is still the same. If you are shooting standard situations in studio with a lot of light, and the ISO configuration is the same like with the older brother I've got right now, the A7 III, image quality is the same. Okay, so it's again, it comes down to features. Then as you can see, this is basically the same series, so the compact series. That's the A7C. So it's regarded as a prosumer camera, and I purchased that one in addition to my A7 III, because the shutter count of my A7 III is pretty high already, and in studio I don't need 2 SD cards, and this one has only one. So in studio I'm using this one because feature-wise, same sensor, etc., etc. It's an A7 III basically, with some exceptions. So shutter speed is the quickest one is only 1/4000 instead of 1/8000 of the A7 III, plus the flash sync speed is 1/160 and not 1/250, which is important, but not in the studio work as I'm doing it. If I need it, I switch it. So what you can see here is that there are only minor things that are important when you're looking into studio photography. If you are going pro, a second SD card slot might be important to you, just to make sure that when one SD card breaks during an event shoot, you still have got the backup. But if this is not important to you, you can like save $1,000. So the the difference in price is about 1,000 bucks. Same with lenses. So for me, when it comes to studio photography, it's always important that I've got the option to have a very small or shallow depth of field, and I've also got the options to go with apertures like 8, 10, etc. So that's the reason I went with these lenses at the beginning. So that's a 85mm 1.8 by Sony, that's a 55mm 1.8. So I just wanted to have the option to have a very shallow depth of field, which is not possible when you're going with most of the zoom lenses. Okay, so I'm filming right now on a 24 to 105mm f4, which is also okay in studio, but at the beginning I wanted a shallow depth of field, so I went for these. In your case, if shallow depth of field is not your major feature you're looking into, but you want to have a more flexible focal length, then you can go for a zoom lens. It's just important, in my opinion, that you don't purchase everything right from the beginning. Start slow, and for me I was so lucky that I didn't have enough money to purchase a 6,300 or 6,500. So this one was 400 euros, this 6,300 was I think about 900 euros, and the 6,500 was about 1,500 euros at the beginning, and with only marginal differences, okay? I'm so glad that I saved the money for later to get the A7 III. And that's something you need to understand, okay? Basic feature of this one was it did create great images, and it created the same great images like the bigger models, but I saved the money, so I could spend the money on flash and other stuff. And I went commercial, so my initial investment was 1,500 euros. There's cameras, lenses, speed lights and modifiers, and all the rest was paid basically by my customers, because I earned money with it, okay? So make sure, take a look at your equipment. If you got a basic equipment, a basic set of equipment already, do the first shoots with that one, then find out what you are missing before you fall in love with a camera just because of the marketing. Because as you will see in this lesson, in this course, that the great image is a combination of equipment, lighting and post-processing. Okay, that's the important thing. Okay, so now let's take a look into flashes. Thank you for watching this chapter. Please like and subscribe. If you got any questions, just shoot me a comment under the video and check out the description for further information. And now I'm happy to see you in the next video.